Have you ever felt ignored by the very people who are supposed to love you the most? Have you ever smiled on the outside while breaking on the inside? This is not just my story. This is the story of millions who live in the shadow of their own family. Today, I'll tell you how my own brother mocked me for being uninvited to a family celebration, and how that moment became the turning point of my life. Stay till the end because this story isn't about revenge, it's about self-respect. I grew up in a house where comparisons were normal. My brother was older, smarter, louder, and according to everyone, better. Whenever relatives visited, they asked about him, his grades, his achievements, his future. And when they asked about me, the room would go quiet. My parents didn't hate me, but they didn't notice me either. I became the adjusting child, the one who understood, the one who stayed silent, the one who never complained. Over time, silence became my habit. My brother's birthdays were events, decorations, guests, music, big smiles. I helped with everything: chairs, food, lights. I clapped the loudest, I smiled the widest. But when my birthday came, there was always an excuse. Next year we'll celebrate properly. Money is tight right now. It's just a birthday. After years, I stopped expecting anything. That was my first mistake. As we grew older, the gap widened. My brother moved ahead in life. I struggled financially, emotionally, mentally. Whenever I tried to speak about my problems, I was told, "Be grateful. Others have it worse. Don't be dramatic." So I stopped talking. Inside, I felt invisible. Outside, I acted strong. One day, I found out there was a family celebration, a big one. Everyone was invited. Relatives, friends, neighbors, everyone. Except me. I didn't hear it directly. I heard it from my brother. He laughed and said, "Oh yeah, I forgot. You weren't invited. Maybe they thought you wouldn't matter." He said it casually, like it was a joke. But that joke shattered something inside me. That night, I didn't cry. I just stared at the ceiling and decided something had to change. I didn't shout. I didn't argue. I didn't explain. I did something different. I decided to stop begging for attention and start building my own worth. I focused on myself, my goals, my confidence. For the first time, I chose me. A few months later, my birthday came again. No expectations, no hopes from family. Instead, I planned something quietly. I invited people who respected me, friends who listened, people who valued my presence. Small celebration, simple cake, real happiness. For the first time in my life, I felt seen. Photos from my celebration spread on social media. Smiles, laughter, confidence. My parents were confused. My brother was shocked. They saw a version of me they never noticed before. Not weak, not invisible, strong. That's when things began to shift. Later, my parents asked me, "Why didn't you tell us you felt this way?" I replied calmly, "I did, you just never listened." There was no shouting, no drama, just truth. Sometimes the loudest message is delivered quietly. My brother didn't apologize immediately, but one day he said something simple. "I didn't realize how much I hurt you." That sentence mattered, not because it fixed the past, but because it acknowledged it. Today, I don't chase invitations. I don't seek approval. I know my value. If people choose me, I'm grateful. If they don't, I move forward, because self-respect is louder than mockery. If you're watching this and feeling unseen, remember this: you don't need permission to matter. You don't need an invitation to exist. Sometimes being ignored is the push you need to build a life that can't be overlooked. If this story touched you, like the video, comment your story, subscribe for more real-life stories. Have you ever been ignored by your own family? Have you ever felt invisible, even in your own house? Today's story is about one person's real struggle with family favoritism and what happened when they finally stood up for themselves. Stay with me, because this one changes everything. My brother was always the favorite. Every party, every celebration, he was the center of attention, and I was the one who set the table, bought the decorations, and helped him blow out the candles every single time. But when my birthday came, silence. No cake, no call, not even a simple happy birthday text. That's when everything changed. That day, I made a decision not to be invisible anymore. Growing up together, my parents treated us differently. When my brother succeeded, the whole family celebrated. When I succeeded, it was just kind of expected. It was like I existed only to make his moments look better. Years of that quiet pain build up. And sometimes the worst part isn't loud cruelty, it's silent indifference. So this year, something in me snapped. I didn't want revenge in the way you're thinking. I wanted recognition, not just for me, but so that my family would finally see me. Planning a celebration with real friends, preparing decorations secretly, buying a small cake, inviting close pals. Every year we walked into another silence on my birthday. This year, that silence was broken by laughter, music, and people who cared. On the morning of my birthday, the house was quiet, just like every other year. But this time, my friends began showing up, one by one. The room filled with sound. My parents looked shocked. My brother didn't know what to say. For once, I was the one being celebrated. And then I spoke. I stood up and I said exactly what I had felt for years. I told them how it felt to be ignored, how it hurt more than anyone knew. The room was silent after that. My parents didn't yell, they didn't throw blame. They just looked, really looked, at me for the first time in years. My brother didn't say anything, but something changed. That much I could feel. This was not the revenge of humiliation. It was the revenge of being seen. It was the revenge of self-worth. If you've ever felt invisible, unheard, or undervalued, this story is a reminder that your life isn't background noise. It matters. Revenge shouldn't destroy others. True revenge is about reclaiming your voice, your presence, your dignity. If you connected with this story, drop a comment. Have you ever felt overlooked by your own family? What did you do? And don't forget, hit like and subscribe for more real stories like this. Comment below your story, like if you've ever felt unseen, subscribe for more. Thank you for sticking with this story. Until next time, remember, your story isn't invisible, and neither are you.